I'm going to show you how to get to Port Dover. Just got to get on the highway here. All right, we are highway bound. And I don't travel this section of highway as much as I used to, so I will point out the obvious police hiding spots that I know and know that they do use. Hopefully you can hear us. Now this little section of highway here, this is Guelph line, and this can be a little hairy. Not so much early morning, but rush hour coming home because of all the various on-ramps, off-ramps, that sort of crap. So you just sort of got to be a little careful. I normally, like Mr. Truck Driver there who decided from the center lane that he needed to be there. They do post signs 2 kilometers before the exit. But you see all the people getting on here, so I'm just going to get over. So hopefully they won't run me over. And I'm going to put my high beams on. Oh my God. Old guy, 2-hander, Coke bottle glasses. It's got a lot of trucks on the highway. There's 2 main highway routes, the 401 and the Queen Elizabeth 403. And both of them are just jammed with trucks. So what you want to do is you want to be in the 2 right lanes here. This is the Queenie 403 split, as it's called. We want to go 403 towards Hamilton. The Queen Elizabeth Way East is, that's if you're going to Niagara Falls or the casino or whatever. Don't like this guy passing me. So now we're on the 403 eastbound, westbound, whatever. Yeah, keep thinking east and west. And again, here's another one of the on-ramps here where you got cars coming on. You got to watch that. Sometimes you literally have cars taking the on-ramp and doing a 3-lane lane change without even looking. So you got to watch. It is very buffety today right now. Now on the right, the brilliant highway engineers decided to bring another highway, the 407, in here and drop these people down on the passing lane and make this part of the passing lane. So basically what they've done is they get rid of the lane on the right and now they add a lane on the left. So just get past these guys here. There we go. Windy as hell. There's actually 2 main ways to get to Port Dover. There's Highway 6 or there's Highway 24. It sort of depends on where you're coming from. If you're coming from, like I would say, to Toronto or the east, and you want to do the highway for a good chunk of the way, Highway 6 makes the most sense. If you're coming from the west, like London, Brantford, or Detroit or whatever, Highway 24 obviously would make sense. So you can see Highway 6 South, Port Dover. This is what we want. And this is going to get us off the main highway. We're on to secondary highways now. And of course, this is an off-ramp. So, especially in the morning, if the weather's kind of crappy, this is where you're liable to find a lot of motor oil antifreeze, and just plain slippery roads. So you can actually get on this off-ramp from either side. You can, if you're coming from Brantford heading this way, you can do it as well. Highway 24 is just a little too far away for me to go from where I live, so I've always come down Highway 26. I've taken Highway 24 once, and there's nothing wrong with it. It just happened to be physically this is a closer location, so this is the way I go. And you just have to be careful with vehicles merging, coming from the other direction. This is where they merge here. And then what happens is we're now on a sort of a secondary highway. This is this section here is a future highway. Now here's where you actually have to turn right to go on Highway 6. And this is the old Highway 6. This is where the police tend to do a stop area here. They generally are looking for bikers, you know, like the Hells Angel type bikers, but they have been known to pull over batches of bikes to check their insurance and so forth. Doesn't happen a lot, but it has happened in the past. So it's just something to be aware of, and sometimes there's a lot of traffic here because of that. Okay, here you have a couple choices. If you want, you can travel straight and just go right through Caledonia proper. And it hooks back up with Highway 6 on the other side. However, there is a bypass that will let you bypass around 5 or 6 stoplights and any traffic. So I recommend taking that. It's generally a lot quicker and smoother. And a little bit more scenic. And you'll see a few vehicles taking it. It's Highway 6 South. So you see the timber mart here, and just up ahead, that's where we have to turn left. And you see the sign there, Highway 6 South, Port Dover. There is occasionally traffic, but not too much to worry about. But there's a lot of heavy trucks that use this again, so you have to be careful with the oil and so forth on the road. You can actually see some oil stains there. Now the camera picks it up, and there's some more there and some more there. And just so you see, this is, if you drove through Caledonia, this is where you come back out on the Highway 6. This is the actual end of the Highway 6 bypass right here. Out of Caledonia now, and we're on our way to Hagersville, which is the next major stop. So now we're starting to get into Hagersville, so we're getting close. Just so you know, right up here, maybe a little bit further back, is when the traffic jam starts. And I mean traffic jam, we're talking bikes and a few trucks and cars. You know, 2x2 is miles on end. The main reason that it's going to happen is they have a stoplight here. Right, look at that, we got 2 trucks, car, bike, and maybe a few other vehicles through. So you can imagine what it's like here when the traffic's bumper to bumper. And that is Hagersville. Next stop is Jarvis. And we're now in Jarvis. This is the last major village or town, whatever, before you hit Port Dover. It's also a place where I usually stop to stretch my legs. It's a long time on the bike. This is a pretty quick light, and a lot of cars or a lot of bikes will actually turn right here because there's a back way in. I'm not going to bother doing that one because it's, you miss a turn, you miss one of the turns, it's sort of puts you in a bad spot to get back in the line of traffic. Okay, so we are done with all the stops. We're 13 kilometers out from Port Dover. It's wide open now. You can see we got the giant three-armed monsters all over the place. And the headwind I'm driving into, as you can see why they're here. Now this here is where they're going to have the roadblock to stop cars from traveling any further into the, doesn't trust that truck, into the Port Dover. So the police will actually be there stopping cars, except for residents, and the bikes continue on through. So there'll be a bit of a traffic jam back there, and then everyone continues on. So because of that bit of a traffic jam, everyone's getting stopped. This part here won't be too bad. This will actually be pretty nice ride for this little bit, but it won't last, so enjoy it while you can.